The world of billionaires is one of mystery and glamour, where a select few individuals hold more wealth than entire countries. But what happens when these industry titans suddenly vanish without a trace? In recent years, China has seen a dramatic increase in the number of billionaires, with some estimates suggesting that it now has more billionaires than any other country in the world. However, in a surprising turn of events, reports have emerged that a number of these billionaires have disappeared without a trace. This sudden disappearance of the ultra-rich in China has sent shockwaves throughout the world, with many questioning the motives and methods behind their disappearance. Could this be the result of a crackdown on China's wealthiest citizens, or is something even more nefarious afoot? Today we'll be talking about the real reason billionaires in China keep vanishing. In recent years, the People's Republic of China has produced some of the most illustrious and inspiring individuals, with many conquering many sectors such as technology, manufacturing, e-commerce, and so much more. This sudden rise in inventive and illustrious individuals has quickly led to outstanding and unprecedented growth in billionaires in the country, which, as expected, has brought about a massive leap in the country's economy. However, China's monitoring of its citizens has been a topic of controversy for many years. With advanced surveillance technology and a sophisticated system of social credit, the Chinese government can keep a watchful eye on its population. And unsurprisingly, this policing of citizens includes the billionaires of the country. See, as hard as it may be to believe, special attention is paid to monitoring the ultra-wealthy of the country. They are closely monitored for any signs of disloyalty or disobedience, more so than every other citizen. And as to be expected, this has caused many to speculate that some of the disappearances of billionaires may be the result of their unwillingness to comply with government demands or to fall in line with the Communist Party's agenda. The reports of these disappearances actually first surfaced in late 2020, with the cases continuing into 2021. Among those who have vanished are the likes of Jack Ma, the billionaire founder of Alibaba, and Xiao Jianhua, a billionaire financier who was reportedly abducted from his apartment in Hong Kong. And perhaps the craziest part of this situation is the fact that the Chinese government has been notoriously tight-lipped about these disappearances, offering no official statements or explanations. This move on the part of the government, as one could only expect, has only fueled speculation that the disappearances may be part of a larger scheme or political ploy. Because of the government's uncanny silence and their already famous history of stalking their citizens, many now believe that the disappearances are part of the Chinese government's crackdown on corruption and that these billionaires have merely been caught up in the dragnet. This would make sense as China's president, Xi Jinping, has been vocal about his commitment to fighting corruption, and there have been numerous high-profile arrests and trials in recent years. However, many believe some people weren't arrested due to corruption, but for ulterior motives like weeding out his future competition. For example, in 2015, billionaire Guo Guangcheng, the founder of Fosun International, was detained by Chinese authorities as part of a corruption investigation. He was released after several days, but the incident raised eyebrows and fueled speculation about the government's motives. Similarly, in 2018, Wu Xiaohui, the billionaire founder of Anbang Insurance Group, was sentenced to 18 years in prison for fraud and embezzlement, which once again took the country by surprise. Many also believe the disappearance may be caused by the Chinese government trying to punish billionaires who have fallen out of favor. This is because in China, the government maintains a tight grip on the economy, and entrepreneurs who are seen as challenging the status quo or operating outside of the government's purview can face consequences. One example of this is the disappearance of Xiao Jianhua, who was a high-profile financier who had close ties to the Chinese government and was rumored to have helped move money out of China for top officials. However, he reportedly fell out of favor with the government and was abducted from his apartment in Hong Kong in 2017. Similarly, Jack Ma, the billionaire founder of Alibaba, disappeared from public view for several months after he made critical comments about the Chinese government's regulation of financial technology. Ma eventually resurfaced, but the incident raised questions about the government's willingness to tolerate criticism from billionaires. As such, it is now apparent that the Chinese government is using these disappearances as a way to control the growing wealth gap in the country. This isn't hard to believe, as China has seen a significant increase in income inequality in recent years, with the country's richest citizens holding a disproportionate amount of the wealth. So by targeting billionaires and redistributing their wealth, the government may be trying to address this issue. However, it's worth noting that there is no concrete evidence to support this theory. Knowing all this, it's important to note that not all disappearances are shrouded in mystery, as some of these billionaires may be disappearing voluntarily. See, China's wealthy citizens are increasingly looking for ways to protect their assets and avoid government scrutiny, and some may be choosing to leave the country to do so. One example of this is Jia Yueting, the billionaire founder of Lico, who fled to the United States in 2017 to escape mounting debt and legal prosecution. Regardless of the reason behind their disappearance, the government's monitoring of the ultra-rich is not without reason, as billionaires hold a significant amount of power and influence in China, with them having the ability to sway public opinion and influence policy decisions, making them a potential threat to the government's stability and control. Still, the disappearance of billionaires in the country isn't only worrying because of the mystery surrounding it, but also because of the far-reaching implications that this unsettling trend is most likely to have. The disappearance of billionaires in China due to government intervention could have significant impacts on the economy, politics, society, international relations, and pretty much every sector of the country. At the economic level, the loss of wealthy individuals could lead to a reduction in investment and job creation, which could in turn harm the overall stability and growth of the Chinese economy. Not to mention that the stock market may also be affected as investors become uncertain about the future of the country's economy. But that's not all. At the political level, the disappearance of billionaires could be seen as a crackdown on the wealthy elite by the government, which could further strain relations between the government and the business community. This, in turn, could result in a sense of distrust and uncertainty among the general public, as they may question the government's policies and motives, which, tragically, could have negative implications for China's political stability. Perhaps the scariest part is that this unfortunate trend could also have social impacts, as the wealthy elite are often seen as symbols of success and aspiration in Chinese society. Simply put, if they were to disappear, it could lead to a sense of disillusionment among the general public. This could also cause people to question the government's ability to protect property rights and the rule of law. On a much grander note, the disappearance of billionaires could bring the country under heavy fire from the international community, as the disappearance of billionaires could be viewed as a violation of property rights and a lack of respect for the rule of law. This could harm China's reputation as a reliable business partner and affect its relations with other countries, something the government is very particular about keeping healthy. This sudden disappearance of the ultra-rich has sent shockwaves throughout the world, with many questioning the motives and methods behind their disappearance, especially because recently, China has seen a dramatic increase in the number of billionaires, with some estimates suggesting that it now has more billionaires than any other country in the world. As such, many now fear, as they are faced with two dreadful options: accept poverty or aspiration for wealth at the risk of disappearance. Overall, billionaires disappearing in China due to government intervention is truly a worrying case. It could have significant and wide-ranging consequences for the country and its people. And sadly, it remains to be seen what the long-term impacts of such actions would be, but it is clear that they could have major implications for the country. And as the world continues to watch in silence, it leaves us to question to what extent the country's government would go to retain power, and if we truly are safe as the country expands its influence. But what do you think? Are these billionaires leaving the country of their own volition, or is something more nefarious at play here? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you liked the video. And while you're at it, why not watch this video on how China aims to control the world's information? The answer might truly shock you. Until next time, bye.